And welcome to Buckman's Modelmania. Today we're going to be working on the Moomin House, issue 42 from D'Agostini. Let me go ahead and get the book open. And it looks like we're starting another, let's see, what does it say? It's the veranda base, the rocking chair, and the Moomin pillow. The pillow for Moomin Papa's bed. The pillow could be interesting. I've done a couple of them. They're a little bit tricky, but not too bad. So we've got the base here, the front wall, parts of the rocking chair, supporting wall, and the fabric that we're going to use to make the pillow. First thing it says to do is to attach the front wall to the base like this. We're going to use a little bit of, it says wood glue. I don't have wood glue. I've been using the Weld Bond. Maybe eventually I will get wood glue. Just checking to make sure that this is not, the tip is not clogged on here like they usually are. And I'm just curious what people think if people are watching both this series and the Disney Dollhouse. Which do you prefer? I know that between the two, the Disney Dollhouse is a little bit cleaner, not quite so much work, but that actually, I think, can add to the charm of this one. It's not standing straight up. Let me get my square here to make sure it is. Okay, that's pretty much straight. And this actually, just looked at the instructions. This will help a lot. You know, this here is going to brace it so that it does stand up straight. To do that, we're going to apply a little bit of glue here, a little bit of glue here, a little bit on the sides of the tabs, and then some here. I'm not going to put any on the side of this tab. I was going to say I'm not going to, but I'm going to just because it'll glue it there. I don't want to glue it to the desktop. So we're going to slide this in here like this. Now notice that it is not sticking really hard on the edges here. Don't think that'll be a big issue, but it should be solid against both ends. And this is all we have to do on this piece of it. I'm going to hold it for a minute here, let the glue actually attach. I may have to come back later. If it doesn't bond real well on the outer edges here, I'll just run a bead inside here to make sure it stays in place. So let's go ahead and set that up there, off to the side. And we're going to start working on the rocking chair. So what it has you do, I just saw the knife I wanted. Where'd it go? There it is. What it has you do is cut the backrest out. You got and the front legs. I'm just looking, see, inner surface, sandpaper inside the slot, so this inner surface is an oblique angle. So what I'm going to have to do is sand this down a little bit in here. Actually, did they? No, they did not. But I'm going to have to sand it down inside just a little bit to get it to where it fits correctly. So this is a very hard wood, by the way. And looking at this, since there is a line here, there is going to be a specific way that the backrest has got to go on. There we go. That's got that out there. I'm going to have to do a little bit of sanding right there. Being very careful not to snap these legs off. You can see there's actually a slot in there, so I can't do a whole lot of sanding in there. So sometimes I try to get the char, which is what the laser edge is called, the brown from the laser edge. I try and get that off. A lot of times I don't worry about it. So set that up there. Let me see, where's that? There it is. This is a very delicate process considering that you're between the two legs. And I apologize, I was just off screen there. You want to just get that nub off of there. Before joining the sandpaper seat as shown in the diagram. So let's just take a look and see. Okay, it's going to go on like this. There's a small scratch right there in the paint. Just double checking. Yeah, they've got this side forward. And they want, the reason they want you to do a little bit of sanding is so that the legs will fit in there. Man, that's going to be tight. I'm not sure that this is going to, how well this is going to work considering it's wood. Very distinct possibility that it will snap off and I will have to redo it. Or I'll have to glue the pieces together. So let me, with a very small file, they say to use sandpaper. That file's too big. Do I have a small enough file? This triangular file should work. This is a one-shot deal. Once I have this on there, there's no dry fit and see if it works. This looks like it's going to be, it's on and it stays there. It's got a little bit. Let me do a little bit more here. And what I'm doing, if you can see, is I'm sanding it at an angle. I don't think there's a concern that I'll do too much, but I do need to make sure that it goes far enough that I can actually get the legs in there. Okay, so let's see if we can get this to actually go in there. It's a little bit better than it was. Gently, gently, gently. Wood will bend a little bit. If you bend it too much, it will break. And there, I don't know if you heard the click, but it's in there. I just saw, you can see there a little bit, the laser did a little bit, put a little bit of a number on there, but that leg is now on there. I'm not going to worry about putting any glue. It says insert. It doesn't actually say to glue them. I don't think you need to glue them. Apply wood glue to the slots in the back of the seat. Push it in place. And it does have those marks on the chair back, the rocking chair's back. Those marks there go to the front. So we're going to push this in here like this. See, this is the real difference between the Disney house. Hang on, looking for Q-tip. This is the real difference between the Disney house and the Moomin house, because the Disney house, most of this stuff is pre-built for There you go. A little bit of glue, excess glue there. There's a start on the chair. And it says you can actually shape the backrest of the chair, making it more accurate using sandpaper. And what they do is they take a piece of tape, put it across here, and sand this to where it's curved a little bit instead of flat. I'm not going to do that. It's not that it shouldn't be detailed like that, but at this scale, and the fact that it's going to be just put into a display area, and the only thing that's ever going to happen is people are going to look at it, nobody's going to play with it, nobody's going to be pulling these out, so it doesn't really need to be done like that. And so the next thing is to assemble the pillow. I need to get some I've got the fabric. I've got to get some paper towels, napkins, what have you. And I need to get the template for the pillow, which was provided in previous issues. Checked already, because it's been a week or so since I've been planning on doing this video. I've already checked. I do still have that template, unlike some of the other templates that I don't have. But it's not going to be too awful bad to do. Get the fabric out. It's actually pretty good, ingenious the way they do this. So let me go ahead and pause the video. I'll come back when I'm ready to build the pillow. Okay, came back. I've got the fabric. I've got the template, paper towel, double-sided tape, which I didn't mention before. The first thing I've got to do is I've got to fold this fabric in half and try not to, as I'm creasing it, try not to pull too hard and actually pull fibers out. I did pull some fibers out when I was doing it before. I'm looking and I don't see in my, that should work. I was going to say I don't see a pencil in there. Oh, there's one right here too, because I need to put pencil lines on here. First thing I've got to do is kind of center this on here against the fold, because what I'm doing is I'm setting up where I'm going to tape the edges close or down to seal the pillow a little bit. So pencil lines here. I'm not too concerned if they go all the way down the template. Man, I can barely see them there, but that's good enough for what I need to do. So let me put them over here as well. Let's try the mechanical pencil. The key is you don't want to see the pencil lines from the outside. That's even worse. So let's go back, redo these. Run them back and forth a little bit. There, that's a little bit better. So now I fold this as well, close to the line as I can and straight. That kind of got out of hand there, because this is going to form basically the closed edge or the closed seam on the pillowcase. It's kind of nice that there is a straight line on the fabric itself, at least on those two edges. Okay, so I've got that. Pretty basically folded over. And it's got using 1 centimeter tape here to fold these corners in. don't really need that much or that wide. Just looking at it, because it is pretty crazy how much they're having you put in there. The instructions say 1 centimeter wide, but considering this is only about, let's see, let's measure it. This is only, let's see, and of course I grabbed a ruler that's only in English measurements. There we go. So considering this is only 4.5 centimeters wide, if I go 1 centimeter wide, that takes 2 centimeters off of each side, making this thing crazy small. But we're going to take some double-sided tape here. I'm going to eyeball the length and hope it's just about right. I'm going to put it on the edge here. What they're doing with the 1 centimeter wide is they're actually having you tape the double-sided tape, fold the tape over on itself. I don't think I need to do that. Wow, look at that. That was eyeballing it, and I got it pretty close. No, but what I was saying is I don't think I need to fold the tape over to where it's grabbing itself. That's a little bit of overkill in my mind. I'm just going to have it folded over and have it grab onto the fabric instead. Come on. And you may have seen me do this before. I will be back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. So I did place the second piece of tape just to get it in place because I didn't have anywhere to put it after I got off the phone. So the next thing to do here is to peel the tape off. Not the tape, but the cover off, which can be interesting, making sure that you leave the tape behind. And then you take it and you fold it as best you can, matching the line that you did before. Kind of like that. And it holds it in place so that you can form the pillow. And you do the same thing on the piece on the other side. Could have done this off camera, but you know, that's how things are. And if the Moomin build videos are too long for you, I apologize. But that's just how the build is. Each stage takes a lot of time, which is why sometimes I will fall off on getting them posted. And it's not that I'm not doing them, it's not that I'm just not posting them, I'm not doing them. Okay, so you got the pillowcase, half the pillowcase kind of made, and then it tells you to snip the corners, and that's to make the pillow go together a little bit better. Ooh, almost went too far on that one. As long as it doesn't show from the outside, it's fine. So let me get rid of the leftover stuff. And then we're going to do the same thing we did before, just on the other edge. And even if I did cut a little bit too far on one of these corners, it's not going to be too bad because I can actually correct it by how I fold it. Now there, I made the tape a little bit too long. Always hate when I lose the end of the tape here. Thought I found it. There it is. It's actually grabbing a hold of the side wrapping material, and grabbed too well on there. Go ahead and cut that off and get rid of it. Double-sided tape is awesome. It sticks to everything, including the scissors you use to cut it. Cut that. Push that down. And then do the same thing as before. Peel the backing off the tape, which could be tricky at this point because it's not stuck down on the edges there. That should help right there where I just trim that piece. That's also the thing, it's static, and it is very humid today, so the static is getting to everything. So we'll fold this down. Not quite far enough. Hopefully I can peel this back and redo it without any major issue. What I'm going to do is I'm going to correct where I actually cut a little bit too far on the 45-degree corner. Basically coming close to squaring it up, although it's not completely square, but that's okay. It's handmade. It's not like your pillow should be a block anyway. And again, did I get rid of it? I think I did, but I don't see it there. And do the same thing on this side. And I may actually have cut it down a little bit. Yeah, it's a little bit smaller, which is fine. It'll still fold in half well, just like that. So I'm going to go ahead and put tape on these 4 edges, and then I'm going to build. Let's see, fold in half. Yeah. Then I'm going to build the cushioning for the pillow. Doesn't have to be a whole lot. It says about 2 millimeters when you lay it down. There's that piece of backing. And unfortunately, I don't have Moomin Papa's bed here to lay the pillow on right away. But very similar to the Disney dollhouse, it will be put in a box for months and months and months until I get to the point of actually putting it into the dollhouse when it gets closer to being done. Let me go ahead and cut these ends off of the tape. So there we've got the tape ready to close the pillow up. And for the center, I'm going to go with smaller pieces. By the way, these are actual sewing scissors, stolen from my wife years ago. She knows it. And for those of you who watch the Hobby Link or Hobby Time modeler stream, my wife That's a running joke on our stream because anytime somebody says my wife, half of us will chime in and go, my wife, stolen directly from the movie Borat. I think it was Cisco who brought that into the fold. A lot of running jokes we have on the stream. Okay. So I'm going to, could tear it, just going to use a knife. Cut that down, eyeballing it. That looks like it should be close. And I'm just going to fold it until it fits down inside the pillow. Let's fold this part into thirds, roughly. And I don't know if you've caught on, but I'm kind of doing this, winging this. I've done it before. I've followed to the T their instructions. And by winging it, I think it will work just as well. That's a hair too wide. So we're going to cut that off. And then we're going to refold. Like that. Fits inside the tape pretty well. Let's go ahead and set that right there while I take the double-sided tape backing off. Again, it's sticking to me. It's not sticking to me because it's sticky, it's sticking to me because of static electricity. I should put in background music just because there are so many times that I have dead airspace while I'm concentrating on doing something. And I hate dead airspace in my videos. Come on. I'm ending up peeling that tape completely off. So let's do this side. Come on, not the tape. I just realized on the shorter edges, I only have to have one of them actually work out. Let's try this. The first one came off so easy. Either one of these works, I'll pull the other one off if I can get it without taking them. If I can get it without by taking the tape off and not just the backing. If it's just the backing that comes, then I'll let it be. There we go. Got the backing off on both ends. So now we're going to take this, get rid of the backing. Set it in here, off, and then we're going to fold it over, sticking yourself to the pillow quite a bit, making sure we get it closed as best as possible. Not the perfect pillow, but good enough. A little bit here that can be trimmed off. Once it sits on the bed, something like that, it'll look just fine. And that, my friends and neighbors out in YouTube land, is that. Let me double check. Let me look at the instructions, which I've kind of started ignoring. Tends to happen when I do this. It's not quite as fluffy as the pillow they have there. But, like I said, it will work. And that is the end of it. Moomin Pillows ready to take place. And when I actually put it on the bed, I will take some double-sided tape and stick it down as well. Like I was saying, that is all there is to do in this stage. So we have the start of the chair, we have pillow, and we have the start of the veranda. Hope you're enjoying this. If you are, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. I love to read comments. I love to reply to comments. Thank you for stopping by. Have a great day. Have a great day tomorrow. And I will see you in the next video.